The Discovery. In the quiet void of space, the U.S. Starlight glided through the stars. Its sleek design and powerful engines made it one of the finest ships in the Galactic Empire. The crew was made up of brave individuals, dedicated to exploring the far reaches of the universe. They patrolled this remote sector, keeping watch for any signs of trouble. But on this day, something extraordinary was about to happen. Captain Rhea stood on the bridge, her eyes scanning the control panels. She had been in command of the Starlight for several years and had seen many wonders of the galaxy. But today felt different. There was an unusual energy in the air, a sense of anticipation that made her heart race. She couldn't shake the feeling that they were about to discover something important. "Commander, check the long-range sensors," Rhea instructed. Her voice was steady but filled with curiosity. "I want to know if there are any unusual signals in this sector." The commander, a tall officer named Jax, quickly moved to the sensor station. His fingers danced over the controls, eyes narrowing as he focused on the readings. "Captain, I'm picking up a signal," he said, his voice a mix of excitement and concern. "It's faint but seems to be coming from a cluster of asteroids nearby." "Can you identify its origin?" Rhea asked, her interest piqued. "Not yet, but it's unlike anything we've seen before. It has a consistent pattern, almost like a distress signal," Jax replied, his brow furrowed. "Let's head there," Rhea commanded, excitement bubbling within her. "Set a course for the asteroids. All hands, prepare for a potential contact." As the ship changed course, the crew buzzed with energy. They had been on routine patrol for weeks, and now, finally, something was happening. The thought of discovering a new species or a long-lost civilization filled everyone with hope. Minutes later, they arrived at the asteroid field. The massive rocks floated silently, casting shadows across the dark expanse of space. Rhea ordered the ship to slow down, and they moved cautiously among the asteroids. The signal grew stronger as they navigated through the debris. "Captain, I'm getting a clearer reading now," Jax said, his voice filled with urgency. "It's definitely a signal, but the source is obscured by the asteroids. We need to get closer." Rhea nodded, her heart pounding. "Let's get a visual. Helm, move us closer to that cluster of asteroids. Keep shields at the ready, just in case." As the Starlight maneuvered through the rocky terrain, the crew worked together seamlessly. They had trained for moments like this, but the reality of exploration always held surprises. "Coming into visual range," Jax announced. "On screen now." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a small, sleek vessel nestled among the asteroids. Its design was unfamiliar, and it shimmered in the light of distant stars. Rhea's breath caught in her throat. This was not just any ship. It was something new, something human. "Captain, it appears to be a human ship," Jax said, squinting at the display. "But how did it get here? This area is far from any known human territory." Rhea's mind raced with possibilities. Could it be a scouting party? Or maybe they're lost. She felt a mix of excitement and concern for the humans aboard the ship. "We need to make contact. Open a channel." The communications officer, Sarah, nodded and began to transmit a message. "This is Captain Rhea of the U.S. Starlight. We are a vessel of the Galactic Empire. Please respond. We mean no harm." The crew waited in tense silence, each person exchanging glances filled with anticipation. Would they respond? Would they understand? A crackle came through the speakers, and a voice emerged, sounding somewhat hesitant. "This is Captain Blake of the human vessel Endeavor. We are not here to fight. We got lost in a navigation error." Relief washed over Rhea. "Captain Blake, we are here to help. You are safe with us. Can you tell us how you ended up in this sector?" Blake took a deep breath, his voice steadying. "We were exploring a new route when our systems failed. We have been trying to signal for assistance, but our communications are damaged." Rhea felt a wave of compassion for the human captain. "We can assist you with repairs. Do you require medical help?" There was a brief pause before Blake responded, No injuries, but we could use some supplies. Thank you for your kindness." As Rhea and Blake exchanged information, the crew of the Starlight worked diligently to establish a link with the Endeavor. They began preparations to assist the humans. Rhea felt a surge of excitement. This encounter could change everything. For centuries, humans were viewed as a lesser species in the Galactic Empire. They were often dismissed as weak and unworthy of respect. But here they were, lost in the vastness of space, and yet they remained brave and resilient. Rhea realized that this could be the moment that changed everything for both their races. As the ships prepared to dock, Rhea couldn't help but smile. This was the beginning of a new chapter, a chance to learn and grow together. The discovery of the human fleet was only the first step. She felt deep in her heart that they were on the brink of something incredible, something that would unite them in ways they had never imagined. An unexpected alliance. The U.S. Starlight and the Endeavor floated side by side in the depths of space, their hulls reflecting the light of distant stars. Captain Rhea stood on the bridge, excitement coursing through her veins. The moment they had been waiting for had arrived. The crew had successfully established a link with the human vessel, and preparations were underway to assist with their repairs. "Captain, the Endeavor is requesting a docking procedure," said Jax, looking up from his console. "They're ready to come aboard." "Excellent," Rhea replied, her heart racing. "Let's make this a smooth operation. Prepare the airlock and stand by to receive them." As the crew moved into action, Rhea took a moment to glance at the view screen. The Endeavor was smaller and less fortified than the Starlight, but there was an elegance to its design. She couldn't help but admire the determination of the human crew. They had survived in this harsh environment, far from their home. Within minutes, the airlock opened, and the atmosphere in the bridge shifted. Rhea felt a wave of anticipation wash over her as she awaited the arrival of Captain Blake and his crew. The doors slid open with a hiss, revealing a small group of humans, led by Blake. He appeared slightly disheveled but wore a look of determination that impressed Rhea. "Captain Rhea," Blake said, extending his hand. "Thank you for coming to our aid. We didn't expect to find anyone out here." "Thank you for trusting us, Captain Blake," Rhea replied, shaking his hand firmly. "We are glad to help. Let's get you and your crew settled first, and then we can assess the damage to your ship." Blake nodded, and Rhea gestured for him to follow. As they walked through the Starlight, Rhea noticed the curious looks from her crew. Many of them had never seen humans up close, and there was a mix of fascination and skepticism in their expressions. Rhea led Blake to the crew lounge, a spacious area filled with comfortable seating and views of the stars. "Please, make yourselves at home," she said. "We can discuss what happened while we prepare to assist you." The human crew entered hesitantly, their eyes darting around the room. Rhea could sense their uncertainty but also their gratitude. Once everyone was seated, she initiated a conversation. "Can you tell us what led you to this sector?" Rhea asked, hoping to learn more about their journey. Blake took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. "We were part of an exploratory mission, looking for new trade routes. During our navigation, we encountered a sudden power failure. Our systems went offline, and we lost our way. It's been a struggle to maintain contact and survive out here." Rhea nodded, understanding the dangers of space travel. "I admire your resilience. You've done well to stay safe. What can we do to help with your repairs?" Blake shared details about their damaged systems. "We need to replace the navigation controls and recalibrate our engines. It might take some time, but with your advanced technology, we believe we can have our ship back in order in no time." Rhea listened carefully, making mental notes. "Our engineers can assist with the repairs. Jax and Sarah are both experienced with systems like yours. I'll assign them to work with your crew." As they talked, Rhea noticed the humans gradually relaxing. Laughter and smiles began to fill the room, breaking the tension that had lingered since their arrival. The more they shared their experiences, the more Rhea realized how similar they were despite their differences. Both crews had faced adversity, but they persevered. Once the initial discussions were over, Rhea stood up. "Let's get to work then. We'll need to collaborate to get your ship back in the air. You're welcome to share any insights about human technology as well." Blake grinned, a look of determination in his eyes. "We'd be glad to share what we know. This could be a great learning opportunity for both our crews." As they made their way to the engineering deck, Rhea felt a growing sense of excitement. This was not just a chance to help a lost crew. It was the beginning of an alliance that could change their perspectives forever. The engineering bay of the Starlight buzzed with activity. Crew members moved around, checking tools and preparing for the work ahead. Rhea introduced Blake to the engineering team, and soon, everyone was deep in discussion, comparing technologies and brainstorming solutions. Hours passed as the two crews worked side by side. They shared stories of their worlds, their struggles, and their hopes for the future. Rhea found herself fascinated by human ingenuity and their determination to explore the unknown. The crew of the Endeavour showcased their resilience, proving that they were more than just humans from a distant planet. They were pioneers in their own right. As the sun began to set on the horizon of distant stars, Rhea stepped back to observe the cooperation between the two crews. There was laughter and a sense of camaraderie that had developed in such a short time. This was no longer just about repairs. It was about unity. Rhea felt a deep sense of pride in her crew for their openness to learn and adapt. The walls that had separated humans and the Galactic Empire were slowly beginning to crumble. With each passing moment, Rhea realized that they were forging a new path. The discovery of the human fleet was not merely a chance encounter. It was a pivotal moment that could shape the future of both their races. The stars twinkled brightly outside, echoing the hope that filled her heart. "Together, we can achieve anything," Rhea whispered to herself, watching as both crews came together to repair the Endeavour. The universe had brought them together for a reason, and she was determined to see this alliance thrive. The preparation. Days turned into a flurry of activity aboard the U.S. Starlight as the crew from the Endeavour worked side by side with their Galactic Empire counterparts. The engineering bay was alive with the sound of clanging tools and the chatter of enthusiastic technicians. Captain Rhea observed her crew, feeling a swell of pride. They had embraced the challenge of repairing the human ship, and the results were promising. "Jax, can you run that diagnostic again?" Rhea called over to her chief engineer, who was engrossed in a series of readouts. "We need to ensure the power systems are stable before we proceed with the repairs." "On it, Captain," Jax replied, fingers flying over the controls as he initiated the diagnostic sequence. A series of beeps and blinking lights filled the room as data streamed across the screen. Blake stood nearby, discussing navigation plans with Sarah, the Starlight's navigation officer. "We need to recalibrate the sensors for long-range detection," he explained, gesturing animatedly. "If we can pinpoint any anomalies in advance, we can avoid running into problems like before." Rhea smiled at the growing rapport between the two crews. It was amazing to see how they worked together, merging their expertise. While the Empire had advanced technology, the humans had practical experience navigating the unknown, and this blend was proving invaluable. "Looks good, Captain," Jax finally called out, breaking Rhea's thoughts. "The power systems are stable, and we're ready to integrate the new navigation controls." "Perfect. Let's move on to the next phase," Rhea said, feeling the adrenaline rush through her. She was excited to see the Endeavour restored to full functionality. As the team set to work, Rhea decided to take a moment to check in with the human crew. She found Blake in a corner of the engineering bay, deep in conversation with a few of her engineers. They were discussing the challenges of interstellar travel and the importance of teamwork. "Hey, Blake," Rhea said, approaching them. "How's it going?" Blake turned and smiled. "Great. Your crew has been incredibly helpful. We've learned a lot from them already." Rhea nodded. "And I hope they've gained insights from you as well. Your experiences are invaluable to us." "Absolutely," Blake agreed. The knowledge exchange has been mutual. It's good to know we're not alone out here. Rhea felt a warmth spread through her at Blake's words. This was what she had hoped for, a bridge between their worlds. Speaking of being alone, do you think your crew is settling in? Blake glanced around, noticing the human crew mingling with the Empire crew, sharing laughs and stories. I think so. At first, there was some tension, but now it feels like we're all part of something bigger. It's refreshing. Rhea's heart swelled. That's what this mission is about. We're all in this together, and I want to ensure that your crew feels at home here. As they chatted, the engineering bay became a hub of activity. Technicians from both crews moved about, laughing and sharing meals together. The spirit of camaraderie was palpable, and Rhea knew they were creating a bond that would last. Later that evening, as the stars twinkled beyond the viewport, Rhea gathered everyone in the lounge for a briefing. She wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the efforts of both crews. Everyone, thank you for your hard work, Rhea began, her voice steady. We have accomplished so much together in a short time. The repairs on the Endeavor are nearly complete, and I couldn't be prouder of what we've achieved as a team. A cheer erupted from the crowd, and Rhea felt a rush of happiness. Tomorrow, we'll run final diagnostics and prepare for your departure, Captain Blake, she continued. I hope this experience has been as rewarding for you as it has been for us. Blake stood up, his expression serious yet grateful. Captain Rhea, we are incredibly thankful for your support and hospitality. This collaboration has opened our eyes to the possibilities of unity. We've always been explorers, but this encounter has shown us the strength of alliance. Rhea smiled. That's exactly how I feel. We're stronger together, and I hope this is just the beginning of a lasting partnership. As the evening wore on, stories flowed freely. The humans shared tales of their planet, Earth, and its vast oceans and bustling cities. They spoke of their culture, filled with art and innovation, and how they had come together to explore the stars. The Galactic Empire crew, in turn, shared stories of their missions and the struggles they faced in their own journeys through the galaxy. Each story was met with laughter, curiosity, and the growing realization that despite their differences, they were not so dissimilar after all. As Rhea looked around the room, she felt a sense of hope. The alliance between humans and the Galactic Empire was no longer just an idea, it was becoming a reality. They were setting the stage for something significant, and she could hardly wait to see where this path would lead. When the evening came to an end, Rhea retired to her quarters, a sense of contentment washing over her. She thought about the challenges that lay ahead, but for now, there was a sense of unity. Tomorrow would bring new adventures, but for the first time in a long while, she felt optimistic about the future. Together, they would face whatever came next. The launch. The next morning dawned bright and clear aboard the U.S. Starlight. Rhea awoke with a sense of excitement bubbling inside her. Today was a pivotal moment, not just for the Endeavor, but for the alliance between the Galactic Empire and humanity. After days of collaboration, they were finally ready to launch the repaired human ship. As Rhea made her way to the command deck, she could see the hustle and bustle of the crew preparing for the launch. Engineers checked the last-minute details, and technicians ran diagnostics on the Endeavor to ensure everything was ready. The air was thick with anticipation. "Good morning, Captain." Jax greeted her with a smile as he adjusted some readouts on the console. "Everything is looking great for the launch. We should be ready to go in about an hour." "Fantastic work, Jax," Rhea replied, her heart racing. "Let's make sure we do a final systems check before we initiate the countdown." As the crew gathered around, Rhea could feel the energy in the room. Blake entered shortly after, his expression reflecting the mix of excitement and nervousness that everyone felt. "Are we ready for this?" he asked, glancing around at his crew. Rhea smiled at him. "We're ready. Your team has worked tirelessly to get here, and we've done this together. It's a new chapter for all of us." Blake nodded, appreciating her confidence. "Thanks, Captain. We owe it to everyone on board." The two crews settled into their positions, and Rhea initiated the final checks. As they went through the checklist, she couldn't help but feel a deep sense of pride in what they had accomplished together. The Endeavour, once a damaged ship, was now fully operational, ready to explore the stars once again. "All right, everyone," Rhea called out, her voice steady. "Let's get the launch sequence underway. Jax, you take the lead on the systems check." Jax nodded and began the countdown. Systems check starting in 3, 2, 1. Now. He monitored the readouts closely as they went through each system. The crew watched the screens, holding their breath with every report. "Engines are green," Jax announced, and a cheer erupted from the team. "Navigation systems are online," Blake added, looking pleased. "Life support is functioning perfectly," another crew member chimed in. As the checks progressed, Rhea felt the anticipation build. The atmosphere in the command deck was electric, and she could see both crews working in harmony, each contributing their skills and knowledge. Once all systems were confirmed operational, Rhea stood at the front, ready to address everyone. "All right, team, this is it. We're about to launch the Endeavour. Let's remember that today is not just about a ship leaving the dock. It's about two worlds coming together. We're setting an example for what we can achieve when we work as one." With that, she pressed the button to initiate the launch sequence. The countdown began, and the crew joined in, their voices echoing through the command deck. 3, 2, 1. Launch. The Endeavour lifted off the platform, its engines roaring to life. The ship glided smoothly into the vastness of space, and Rhea felt her heart soar with it. As they watched the ship ascend, a wave of relief washed over everyone. They had done it. They had repaired the ship together, and now it was free to explore the galaxy. As the Endeavour sailed into the stars, the crew erupted into applause and cheers. Rhea turned to Blake, who had a wide grin on his face. "We did it," he exclaimed. "Yes, we did," Rhea replied, feeling the joy of the moment. The Endeavour soon established a stable orbit, and the crew began to assess the ship's capabilities. They ran preliminary tests on the navigation systems and ensured that the ship's weapons were operational, ready for anything that might come their way. Hours later, with the excitement still lingering in the air, Rhea and Blake convened in the command room to discuss their next steps. "We need to map out potential areas to explore," Blake suggested, flipping through data on the console. "There are so many systems nearby that we haven't touched yet." Rhea agreed. "Let's analyze our immediate surroundings first. We should ensure we're aware of any possible threats in the area." As they reviewed the charts, Jax walked in, a gleam in his eye. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the Endeavour. They want to relay their status to us." "Put it on screen," Rhea commanded, feeling a rush of excitement again. The image of Captain Rodriguez filled the screen, looking energized. "This is Captain Rodriguez of the Endeavour. We're operational and ready for our first mission as a united fleet. Thanks to everyone who made this possible." Cheers erupted from Rhea's crew, their faces filled with pride. This was a moment they would remember. "Congratulations, Captain Rodriguez. We look forward to hearing about your findings," Rhea replied, her heart swelling with pride. As the transmission ended, Rhea felt a sense of accomplishment wash over her. They had achieved so much together in such a short time. But she knew this was just the beginning. Challenges lay ahead, but with the Endeavour operational and their partnership solidified, they were ready to face whatever came their way. As the stars twinkled outside the viewport, Rhea couldn't help but smile. This was a new era for humanity and the Galactic Empire. Together, they were set to explore the unknown, ready to uncover the secrets of the universe side by side. The adventure had only just begun. The first mission. The days following the successful launch of the Endeavour were filled with excitement and anticipation. Rhea and her crew were eager to hear about the ship's first mission under the command of Captain Rodriguez. They gathered in the command deck, where the atmosphere buzzed with energy as they prepared for the briefing. "Everyone, settle down," Rhea called out, her voice cutting through the chatter. "Captain Rodriguez will be updating us on their first mission shortly. This is a significant moment for all of us." The crew hushed, their eyes fixed on the screen. After a few moments, the image of Captain Rodriguez appeared, her face illuminated by the glow of the control panel behind her. "Hello, everyone. This is Captain Rodriguez of the Endeavor. I'm excited to share our findings from our first exploration mission." Cheers erupted from Rhea's crew. The excitement was palpable as they awaited the captain's report. After leaving the launch site, we navigated to a nearby star system, designated Zeta 9. Initial scans showed several planets, and we decided to investigate the third planet, which appeared to have a breathable atmosphere and signs of life, Rodriguez explained, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Rhea leaned forward, intrigued. "What did you find?" she asked. "We landed in a region that looked like it was once a thriving civilization. Ruins were scattered everywhere, hinting at advanced technology," Rodriguez continued. "However, it seems the inhabitants are gone. We collected samples and data, and we also noticed some unusual energy readings coming from the planet's core." The crew exchanged excited glances, their curiosity piqued. This was exactly the type of discovery that could change the understanding of both humanity and the Galactic Empire. "Unusual energy readings. What do you think it could be?" Jax asked, his mind racing with possibilities. Rodriguez nodded. "That's what we're trying to figure out. We took readings and are currently analyzing them. There's potential for a new energy source that could benefit both our fleets, but we need more data before jumping to conclusions." Rhea felt a sense of pride wash over her. This mission was already shaping up to be monumental. "Keep us posted, Captain. We're eager to hear more." "We will," Rodriguez promised, but we encountered a problem shortly after our landing. A series of alien ships appeared out of nowhere, and they didn't seem friendly. Gasps filled the command deck. "What happened?" Blake exclaimed, gripping the edge of the console. Rodriguez took a deep breath. "We managed to evade them, thanks to the skills of our pilots and our enhanced maneuvering systems. But it's clear that this region of space is contested. We suspect that these ships may belong to a local warlord who doesn't want outsiders poking around." The room fell silent as the crew processed the information. It was one thing to explore unknown worlds. It was another to face potential hostility. Rhea felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. This was the first real test of their partnership with the Galactic Empire. "What are your plans now?" Rhea asked, her voice steady. "Right now, we're regrouping and planning our next move. We'll need to be cautious if we decide to continue our exploration," Rodriguez replied. "But we're not backing down. We're going to find out what's going on down there, and we'll bring back whatever knowledge we can." Rhea smiled at her determination. "That's the spirit. We're here to support you. Let us know if you need any assistance." "Will do, Captain," Rodriguez said before the transmission ended. As the image faded from the screen, Rhea turned to her crew. "This is what we signed up for, everyone. Exploration, discovery, and yes, even danger. We're in this together, and we need to be ready for whatever comes our way." Blake nodded. "Let's ensure the Endeavor has our full support. We can prepare backup systems and coordinate with their navigation team." "Agreed," Jax added. "If they encounter trouble, we need to be ready to assist." With that, the crew sprang into action. They divided into teams, each taking on specific tasks to ensure that the Endeavor would have everything it needed for its next phase. Rhea felt a renewed sense of purpose as she watched her crew work together seamlessly. They were united by a common goal, and she knew that they could accomplish great things. As hours turned into days, the crew continued to monitor the Endeavor's status and stay in constant communication with Rodriguez. The data coming from Zeta 9 was fascinating, revealing ancient technologies and the potential for new resources. but the looming threat of hostile forces weighed heavily on everyone's minds. One evening, Rhea stood in front of the viewport, gazing out into the vastness of space. The stars twinkled brightly, reminding her of the countless possibilities that lay ahead. She thought about the challenges they faced and the risks they were taking, but deep down, she felt a flicker of excitement. This was the beginning of a new era for humanity, one that could redefine their place in the galaxy. "Captain," Jax called, breaking her reverie. "We've received a new transmission from the Endeavor. They're ready to report on their findings." Rhea turned, her heart racing. "Let's bring it up on the screen." As Captain Rodriguez's image appeared once again, Rhea felt a sense of anticipation. "What do you have for us, Captain?" she asked, eager to hear about their continued exploration. "Good news. We gathered more samples and data, and we're starting to piece together the history of the civilization that once thrived on Zeta-9," Rodriguez reported, her face glowing with enthusiasm. "But we've also located one of their old outposts, and it appears to be intact. We're planning an exploration of that site tomorrow." Rhea's excitement mirrored that of her crew. "That's fantastic. We can't wait to hear what you discover. Stay safe out there." "We will," Rodriguez replied, her determination evident. "And thank you for your support." As the transmission ended, Rhea felt a surge of pride. Together, they were on the brink of something incredible. The next phase of their journey would not only test their abilities, but also shape the future of both humanity and the Galactic Empire. With a sense of unity and purpose, the crew prepared for the next step in their adventure, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The ambush. The days passed quickly as Rhea and her crew awaited updates from the Endeavor. The anticipation was electrifying. Each report brought new discoveries, thrilling the crew and strengthening their resolve. They had witnessed the first steps of human exploration in uncharted space, and it felt monumental. One morning, Rhea gathered everyone on the command deck for a briefing. "All right, crew," she began, her voice steady but excited. "Today, we will hear from Captain Rodriguez about their latest findings at the ancient outpost on Zeta-9." The crew buzzed with energy, eager to hear the news. The screen flickered, and soon Rodriguez's face appeared, a mix of excitement and concern visible in her expression. "Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to share what we've uncovered at the ancient outpost," Rodriguez started. "We found advanced technology, some of which seems to harness energy in ways we've never seen before. However, we encountered unexpected resistance." A murmur of concern swept through the crew. Rhea felt a knot form in her stomach. "What kind of resistance?" she asked. Rodriguez took a deep breath. "After collecting data, we were ambushed by the same alien ships that had previously chased us. They seemed to be lying in wait, and they attacked us without warning." Gasps filled the command deck. "Did you sustain any damage?" Jax asked, his brow furrowed in worry. "We held our ground, but we were forced to engage. Fortunately, our crew performed excellently, and we managed to fend them off. However, it was a close call," Rodriguez replied. "We lost some equipment in the process, and I worry they may return." The tension in the room was palpable. Rhea could see the determination in her crew's eyes. They were ready to protect their ship and their mission. "What's the plan now?" Rhea inquired, her heart racing. Rodriguez nodded, her expression serious. "We will not be deterred. We'll fortify our position at the outpost and continue our analysis. However, we'll need your support to maintain communications and surveillance. We can't let our guard down." "Count on us, Captain," Rhea assured her. "We'll monitor the area and stand ready to assist if needed." After the briefing, the crew sprang into action. They divided into teams, each focusing on enhancing security protocols and strengthening their defensive systems. Rhea felt a surge of pride as she watched them work. They were truly a united force, ready to face any challenge. The next few days were tense. Rhea kept a close watch on the monitors, ensuring their systems were operational and that the Endeavour remained safe. As they worked, they received occasional updates from Rodriguez about their ongoing exploration and the artifacts they were uncovering. One evening, while Rhea and her crew were reviewing data, the alarms blared. Red lights flashed, and the crew jumped into action. "Status report," Rhea shouted, her heart pounding. "Multiple ships detected approaching Zeta 9. Jax called out, his fingers flying over the controls. "It looks like the same ones that ambushed the Endeavour. Raise the shields. Prepare for possible engagement," Rhea commanded, her voice firm. She felt adrenaline surge through her veins. As the crew worked quickly to prepare for the impending confrontation, Rhea's mind raced. This was it. This was the moment they had been anticipating. They had to defend their allies and prove their worth. The monitors showed the alien ships closing in fast, their dark forms looming against the backdrop of space. Rhea could feel the tension in the air, the weight of responsibility heavy on her shoulders. They were not just protecting their ship. They were defending humanity's first steps into the unknown. "Captain, we're ready," Jax shouted, a mix of fear and determination in his eyes. "Stay focused, everyone," Rhea replied, feeling the resolve of her crew. "Remember our training. We'll face this together." The alien ships moved closer, and Rhea could see the weapons charging. "Brace for impact," she shouted, gripping the console tightly. The first shots were fired, and the command deck shook with the force of the impact. Rhea felt her heart race as she heard the alarms blaring, indicating that shields were holding but taking damage. "Return fire," Rhea ordered. The crew worked in sync, targeting the closest alien ships and firing back with precision. The atmosphere was electric as they fought back against the onslaught. "Captain, they're regrouping for another attack," Jax warned, sweat glistening on his forehead. "Hold your positions. We're not backing down," Rhea shouted, her voice strong and unwavering. The battle raged on, and the crew fought valiantly. Rhea felt a mixture of fear and adrenaline coursing through her. Each time they hit an alien ship, cheers erupted from the crew, fueling their determination. But the alien fleet was relentless, and they continued their assault. Just as Rhea was beginning to fear that they would be overwhelmed, a familiar voice crackled through the comms. "This is Captain Rodriguez of the Endeavour. We're en route to assist. Hold tight." Rhea felt a wave of relief wash over her. "You heard her, crew. We just need to hold on a little longer." The Endeavour appeared on the monitors, weaving through the chaos, firing at the alien ships with expert precision. Rodriguez's crew was a force to be reckoned with, and Rhea felt a renewed sense of hope. With the Endeavour joining the fight, they began to gain the upper hand. The combined efforts of both ships created a fierce defense, pushing back against the alien attackers. The tide of battle slowly turned, and Rhea could see the enemy ships faltering. "Push forward. Let's show them what we can do," Rhea yelled, her voice ringing with determination. The crew cheered, rallying behind their captain. With newfound strength, they launched a final assault, driving the alien fleet back. The remaining ships retreated, leaving behind a clear path for the two vessels. As the dust settled, Rhea breathed a sigh of relief. They had survived, and together, they had triumphed over the threat. The crew erupted into cheers, celebrating their victory. "Great job, everyone," Rhea shouted, her heart swelling with pride. "We stood our ground, and we defended our mission." Rodriguez's face appeared on the screen again, beaming with pride. "You all did incredibly. That was some quick thinking out there. We'll need to assess the damage and regroup, but I'm proud to have you as our allies." Rhea smiled back, her heart full. They were ready for whatever came next. Together, they would continue to explore, discover, and protect humanity's future in the galaxy. The turning tide. The aftermath of the battle left the crew of the Voyager and the Endeavour buzzing with a mix of relief and exhilaration. They had faced their first real test, and together they had emerged victorious. But victory had come at a cost. Rhea stood on the command deck, surveying the damage reports that flooded in from various systems. Status report. She called out, her heart racing as she scanned the screens filled with data. Shields are down to 50%, and we lost 2 weapon systems during the fight. Jax reported, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. We need to make repairs before we can continue our mission. Rhea nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. Let's get to work, everyone. We can't let this setback slow us down. We need to keep exploring. The crew sprang into action, dividing into teams to tackle repairs and maintenance. Rhea joined a group working on the ship's weapon systems, her hands moving quickly as she followed the engineer's instructions. She felt a sense of camaraderie as they worked together, each person contributing their skills to the effort. Meanwhile, Rodriguez was coordinating with her crew on the endeavor, sharing findings from the battle and discussing their next steps. Rhea caught snippets of conversation, feeling inspired by the collaboration between their ships. As the repairs progressed, a message came through the comms from Rodriguez. All crew, I have an update on our findings at the ancient outpost. We've discovered more artifacts, and it seems some of them might hold valuable information about the aliens we just encountered. Let's gather everyone for a briefing, Rhea replied, excited to hear what they had found. Within moments, the crew gathered on the command deck, their faces still showing traces of fatigue, but glowing with determination. Rhea stood at the front, ready to share the news. Listen up, everyone. Captain Rodriguez has updates about the artifacts they discovered, she announced, her voice strong. Let's hear what she has to say. Rodriguez appeared on the screen, her expression a mix of excitement and urgency. Thank you, Captain Rhea. As you all know, we've been examining the artifacts from the outpost. Some appear to be advanced technology, possibly capable of enhancing our defenses and providing insights into the alien fleet we just encountered. A murmur of interest spread through the crew. Rhea could feel their eagerness, a shared hunger for knowledge and discovery. However, Rodriguez continued, her tone shifting. We also found encrypted data files. We suspect they contain critical information about the alien species, their tactics, and possibly their weaknesses. We need to decode this information to understand our enemies better. Rhea felt a spark of hope. How can we help? She asked, ready to contribute. Rodriguez smiled. We'll need experts in encryption and data analysis. I suggest we form a joint task force to tackle this challenge. If we can decode the data, it could give us a significant advantage. I can lead a team on our end, Jax volunteered. I have experience with decryption algorithms. Rhea nodded enthusiastically. Great idea, Jax. We'll set up a secure channel between our ships so we can share resources and findings in real time. As the crew organized into teams, Rhea felt a sense of purpose filling the air. They were not just survivors. They were explorers, eager to unlock the secrets of the universe. The next few days were filled with intense work. Rhea's team worked tirelessly to analyze the data, collaborating closely with Rodriguez's crew. They shared insights, techniques, and breakthroughs, creating a bond that grew stronger with each passing hour. During one late-night session, Jax finally cracked a segment of the alien encryption. I think I've got it, he exclaimed, his eyes wide with excitement. This segment contains coordinates. They lead to a location just outside the Zeta-9 system. Rhea rushed over to see the screen, her heart racing. Could it be an alien base? Possibly. It looks like they've been using it as a staging ground for their operations. Jax replied, his fingers flying over the console as he extracted more data. Rodriguez's voice came through the comms, excited. What did you find? We've got coordinates to what appears to be an alien base just outside your system, Rhea explained. It could be crucial for understanding their operations. Let's gather our forces, Rodriguez suggested. We need to assess this base and determine if it poses a threat or if it could be an opportunity for us. Rhea felt a mix of apprehension and anticipation. We'll need to prepare for anything. This could be a trap, or it could lead us to vital information. As they discussed their strategy, Rhea realized how far they had come since first entering this uncharted territory. They were no longer just explorers. They were becoming a formidable force against the unknown. With their plans set, the crew prepared to launch their mission to investigate the alien base. The atmosphere was electric with excitement and determination. Rhea felt the weight of her responsibility, but she also felt empowered by her crew's unwavering support. "Let's show them what humanity is capable of," Rhea declared, her voice ringing with confidence. "We are more than just explorers. We are protectors of our future." The crew cheered, ready to face whatever awaited them in the depths of space. Together, they would uncover the truth behind the alien fleet and take their next bold steps into the unknown. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for the future of humanity. As the Voyager and Endeavour set their course for the alien base, Rhea gazed out into the vastness of space, filled with hope and determination. They were ready to turn the tide, and this was only the beginning of their adventure.